So, I've kind of changed the setup of what I had going on before, as far as my computer and music stuff is all concerned. I got some new stuff. I've altered some things and moved into a new room. This is my wife and I's bedroom. It's actually, I know it looks super cluttered, but it's actually clean. Everything is organized. It's kind of a small bedroom, and we've had to cram a lot of stuff in here. But so the biggest addition is obviously this. This is a late 70s, early 80s. I didn't get a chance. I didn't look at the serial number to see what it was. But this is a Pioneer. Let's look at the model number. PL510A direct drive stereo turntable. I like direct drive better than belts because it seems that the only belt turntables that seem to work really well, in my opinion, are the very expensive ones. $500 plus. This was had by it's dusty. This was had from my brother-in-law. He got a bunch of stuff from a lady who was moving from her small apartment into a nursing home. And my brother is good friends with the man who owns the apartment building, or manages the apartment building. I'm not sure. It's a guy we go hunting with sometimes. But she was just getting rid of all this stuff, and she just gave it to him to get rid of. Didn't charge him a dime for it. But this is one of the things. There was a lot of furniture and some other stuff, but she had some equipment. This was one of the nicest things. This is it's a pretty good turntable. Of course, it's got a S-shaped tone arm and all kinds of good stuff. It's got a queuing deal. You flip that to the middle section, it gets the turntable going, and then you put the needle where you want it, and then you flip it all the way down, and the needle slowly drops. I've got it pretty much dialed in and set up. The weight is correct for the cartridge I'm using, and it's the cartridge is aligned properly and everything. And I have it sitting up here on my desk. I did have to buy a new cartridge for it. This cartridge is a Shure. Oh goodness, don't get me lying. It is a Shure. Let's see, M97X audiophile cartridge. It's about a $70, $80-ish cartridge. They had cheaper ones, but this one is very highly recommended for the beginning audio person, audiophile. I guess I wouldn't call myself an audiophile, but it's a great sounding cartridge. It sounds really good. Got a little Journey Live sitting over there. That's what I was listening to earlier. But it'll play 33s, 45s. Does not do the 70 whatever 72s or 76s, the little bitty ones. Doesn't do those. But it's a great sounding old turntable. Here's my meager record collection back here. A lot of jazz, some old classic rock and stuff in there too. Anyway, but this all goes to this. This is fairly new. This is the it looks like JEC, but it's TEC TC 754. It is a phono preamp and source switcher. It's got a phono preamp. You basically plug in your record player, which is does not have a line out signal. It sends a phono signal, which has to have its own separate preamp for it. So it takes the phono signal. That's this side right here, and has its own volume. It's controlled by the volume, and then this runs out to back around that monitor and into my headphone amp. With this, I was able to do something kind of cool. You're probably not supposed to do it this way. I would know, but it actually sounds great. I turn this amp all the way up, max it out, and control the volume with this. I think that drives this tube a little bit harder, which gives it a warmer signal. Which when you're playing records, it sounds freaking awesome. It just gives it a good, just a great, easygoing, smooth, clean sound. And I can switch back and forth. This is the phono. This is my auxiliary 1, and then there's 2 and 3 that I'm not using. Auxiliary 1 is my computer. Runs from my laptop. Got some YouTubeage right there. But you've seen this before in a previous video. This is the USB DAC. The USB signal runs from over here, around behind the laptop, over to this, just to keep the main part of my desk relatively clean. Has its own power source. It sends a line out signal over to this, and I can just switch back and forth between the phono and the auxiliary, which is my computer. I'm running. This has a HDMI out. Runs an HDMI out to this monitor as a secondary monitor. I have it set up to where, let's see if you can see the mouse. Ooh, look at that! Oh goodness. You know, nothing special, but I like it. This is awesome for like Netflix and stuff. I can throw the Netflix stuff up on here. It's just a TV. It's a little Samsung 32-inch 1080p TV. It's not a real monitor or anything, but it works fine. It's good enough for me. The live sound, which I use, is I got this from my brother. Let's see if we can see it. This is a I forget what it's called. Cambridge Soundworks subwoofer. It's a downfiring subwoofer, but then the amp for that also has the crossover and powers a couple of speakers. I actually found these old KLH speakers, stereo speakers, and so that's all powered by the subwoofer, and it just does its thing. It's just nothing special, but it works great. Right now, the problem is I don't have, for one, when my brother gave me this stuff, he didn't know where the power cable was for this, so I have to go find a power cable or order a power cable or something. It's a 13.5 volt 4 amp power cable that I need for this, which a lot of laptops use something very similar. So if I can find an old laptop plug that fits the bill, and we'll use that. But this, my little Bravo Ocean headphone amplifier, has a line out coming out the back. There's two RCA cables. There's the RCA ins, and there's RCA line outs, and I need to get an adapter that goes from RCA to female 3.5 millimeter, and then this is going to plug into there, and then I can just, this does not have to be on for it to run, so I can just run this, and I can turn that on. Here's the controller for it. It also has its own headphone amp out, or headphone out, but this is the volume control for the actual sound system and stuff. It line runs from up there, up back in through there to this, and then this is that. So basically it'll be coming out through this side into there, and then from there down into the subwoofer, where we'll of course be making the bass, and then it runs out to the two KLH monitors up there. As far as headphones go, what I've been using lately is this is a pair of Sennheiser HD280 Pros that I modified. Obviously, if you have these, you know this is not how it's supposed to be. This is two mini XLR outputs. I wired it to go to either side. And then this is just an old stereo guitar cable that I cut down and redid and put some Tech Flex on it and a little shrink wrap, and rewired them and the whole thing. Sounds great. They're sound isolating. If I need to listen to something and I don't want anything in from the outside, these are closed back, so they don't let anything in or out. Sometimes if my wife's sleeping or something and I'm still up listening to music or watching movies or doing something, then I'll put these in so that I'm not disturbing her. These are a pair of headphones I built. Made the cable for them and everything. Uses 3.5 millimeter jacks into each ear cup. The inside has been gutted. Inside of there is a rewired. Let's see if you can see the resistors. There's one. So I rewired them. I put some resistors in, but they are COS KSC35, just clip-on little headphone things, real cheap, like $15. But I gutted these old Sennheiser headphones that really kind of sounded like garbage. Put those in there, and those sound freaking amazing. These sound almost as good as my audiophile grade headphones, which are, ta-da, these right here. These are Grado SR60Is, which is the lowest, the cheapest Grados you can buy. These have been modified. These are wooden cups from Turbulent Labs, and then this is a leather headband, nice leather headband, also from Turbulent Labs. That's what I've been using right now. The problem is these are loud. You can hear them even if I'm not listening to at loud volumes. You can hear them, you know, if you're in this room, you can hear what's coming out of these. But these by far sound the best. These are also open because you saw I drilled them out. But these are open too. That's my preferred sound. It's the sounds better than the closed. I also keep a couple other pairs of headphones down here. This is a pair of COS. You can see all the dust. This is a pair of COS Porta Pros that were recabled by myself. They also have a what some people call the Kramer mod done. Basically, it's opened up to where you can hear it a little bit better. These are just really good sounding. They sound very similar to those, but these don't have the resistor mod put into them, so they are they're better with like a portable device or something. And then this is where the guts of the Sennheiser ended up. This is an old pair of Sony headphones, and I put the Sennheiser drivers in there. You can see it's totally been milled out. There's nothing in between, so dust can get in there. That's why I keep this all sealed up. And then this is my iPod with a separate headphone amp, so I run a line out to this headphone amp. But those are the headphones I use with this setup. It's pretty good sounding. I like it a lot. Haven't done. I don't want this channel to all be about, you know, sound stuff and audio stuff and whatnot, because I don't really consider myself an expert. I don't really consider myself an expert in anything except for what I do for a living, if we ever talk about that. But anyway, yeah, that's what this is. Sounds good, works well, meets my needs. This is where I spend, you know, the majority of my time when I'm not with my family, because we don't have TV. We don't have cable or television or anything. So we do have cable internet, of course. But this is my office setup in the corner of my bedroom. So thanks for watching. Take it easy. Bye.